So hello and welcome back to Alton Towers. It's the start of the 2022 season, quite rare for it to be sunny. It's the 19th of March and I'm back. It's so good to be back at Alton Towers. So many updates to cover in this vlog. You've got the new CBeebies Land attractions and also a new sign for CBeebies Land, Retro Squad, the new rides, and you've also got Congo River Rapids potentially having new water effects and the waterfalls back on. So be sure to cover all of the different updates around the park all in this vlog. But first of all, we're going to head over to Smiler, I think, to see if that's back open after a lot of downtime in 2021. But I'll tell you what, it's so nice to be back on quite a sunny day, windy but sunny day here at Alton Towers. But yeah, the lawns are back open. There's no trailers or anything on the lawns at the minute. You've got the stage, I guess, ready for some entertainment during summer. Of course, Mardi Gras is back, Oktoberfest, not Fright Nights, Scarefest is back for another year. So yeah, I can't wait to get down for those events. But today it's a nice summer's day, well, nice spring day, and yeah, I'm gonna head to Smiler to see if that's open. But here we go, it's the Alton Towers opening for 2022. So heading down here to the first ride that you'll see when entering Alton Towers is Alton Towers Mara spinning roller coaster, opened back in 2004. It's Spinball Whizzer, and it was currently on a 45-minute queue time. However, it's just having a few technical issues at the moment. However, I'm sure it'll be back in operations shortly. As I did say, it was only temporary. But yeah, the queue looks about 45 minutes, I'd say. Maybe about an hour as a stretch due to the technical issues. But yeah, probably won't be heading on it today. But I have been on it before, and it's a good family spinning roller coaster. Right, it's time to head to X Sector. So first ride of the day is going to be Oblivion. This is a B&M dive roller coaster here at Alton Towers. I believe it's running 4 or 5 trains today, so it's actually a pretty good throughput. It's apparently on a 45-minute queue, and we'll time that to see if it's right. So yeah, let's head on to Oblivion. I've just been on Oblivion, and a brilliant B&M dive roller coaster here at Alton Towers. That first drop is like no other. You come straight into the big hole with mist. The rest of the layout is a bit meh. You really only got the turnaround section and that's it. But nonetheless, pretty fast throughputs on there. I only waited around 40 minutes for that, so not too bad. Next up though, it's a world's first. It is the Smiler. This was closed throughout October and now it's reopened for the start of the 2022 season. So let's go and check out the queue time. Next up then is the Smiler, the 14 looping roller coaster here at the Alton Towers Resort. It's currently on a 60-minute wait, so not too bad for the Smiler. So let's head in the queue line and go on this absolutely beast of a roller coaster. So Mixtape, part of the Retro Squad here at Alton Towers, has officially left the park. It was at Winter Wonderland 2021. Yeah, and it's not returned to Alton Towers for the 2022 season. If you don't know what Retro Squad is, it's basically a branding way of putting fair rides into Alton Towers due to capacity. Of course, the more rides means people are more spread out and they all won't crowd around the roller coasters. Here comes Oblivion. So yeah, instead of Mixtape this year, we've got a Tivoli Extreme ride. This is Wilmot's Air Raid. It's quite a classic fair ride that you'll see on the fair circuit. But yeah, one's here at Alton Towers. It's Wilmot's Air Raid, and it is currently closed. You can see all the black fencing around it. But hopefully soon it'll open to increase capacity here at Alton Towers. I'll tell you what, it goes all right with the area. I think it goes a little bit better than Mixtape, but I do love these Tivoli Extreme rides. They are brilliant. But yeah, the red and green actually goes quite well with Oblivion. I would like to see some more permanent flat rides here at Alton Towers, but for now, a Tivoli Extreme will do. But yeah, hopefully it'll open soon, next 2 weeks I reckon. They just need to figure out how the queue line's gonna sort of loop round, because the queue line goes round the back and the entrance to Mixtape used to be just round the back there, so they're gonna have to find a way of getting the queue line to come round here and up the front, because I don't know if you can see, but there is a ramp going up there. So yeah, I'm sure Alton Towers will all work it out, but the lighting package on Wilmot's Air Raid is amazing, and sometimes it even has fire effects at the top there. But yeah, can't wait to see it operating here at Alton Towers in the near future. So we've just been on the Smiler, a brilliant inverting roller coaster. I'd say the first half of the Smiler is really good. Quite, not the smoothest roller coaster, not icon smooth, but it's still pretty smooth. And then the second half is when you have to proper brace yourself. Just the last few inversions on that are really, really rough. And to be honest, it's a good ride. I really enjoy it. It's probably my second favourite, just after Nemesis here. But it does get really rough towards the end. However, it's just great to be back on the Smiler. Some of the parts do need, I think, a little bit of a repaint, and maybe the queue line needs a bit of refurbishment. However, overall, it's a brilliant ride. Also, which I'll add in this vlog, is that the baggage area is now no longer you put it in like the side of the roller coaster. You know, when you're about to get on the car and you put it in like the baggage holding area, you now give it to a ride host, and then they put it in and you get like a band, and then you put the band to the ride host and they give you your bag back at the end. And I'll do that, which is a much more secure way of securing your bags to make sure nobody nicks it or anything like that. But yeah, I thought that was just worth a thing mentioning. It's a bit like Wicker Man, really. Not many of the rides here at Alton Towers actually do that, but it looks like Smiler's been added. I know when Smiler opened they actually did do that, but yeah, it looks like they've added that. So yeah, really good to see that on the Smiler, and yeah, it was just nice to get back on. Now I think we're going to head to the Beast, my favourite ride here at Alton Towers. It's of course Nemesis, celebrating its 28th birthday this year, I think. And of course, in the next few years, we'll hopefully be seeing it retracked. It's nice to see Alton Towers preserving Nemesis, and we'll also check out the Retro Squad rides. So all the rumours were not true. The Congo River Rapids waterfalls are not back on for the 2022 season, unfortunately. There's no water flowing down them, and to be honest, I'm a little disappointed. And I'm probably not going to ride Congo now, because I was only really wanting to ride it if there were some new effects on it, but unfortunately it's not true. And neither is the wave machine back, but I wasn't really expecting that to be back anyway. The wave machine is basically where the boat hits the rocks and sort of makes the boat like rock a bit, but obviously all that was taken out due to the Drayton Manor incident. But yeah, nothing's really changed from what I can see on Congo. Some new signage around, but apart from that, it's all the plain old Congo River Rapids. So behind me is the old Nemesis Subterra ride. I've never actually been on it myself, however I do know that you basically went into a lift and you sort of saved some sort of alien egg. But it has been closed for many years now. However, there is some activity going on. As you can see from this video here, there was actually some doors open. You could see the signs to the lift. So it'll be interesting to see if Nemesis Subterra returns. But for now, it is just still standing. I mean, they need to do something with it, whether that's totally knocking it down, putting a scare maze in there. I know that we have had a scare maze in there previously before. But yeah, nice to see something done with it. Potentially, maybe we'll see it reopen next year when Nemesis is closed for its retrack. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see what happens to it. Next up then, it's Nemesis, a B&M inverting roller coaster that opened back in 1994. So we'll be celebrating its 28th birthday, I think, this year. So really exciting. Next year we should see the retrack of this ride. So yeah, really exciting to get back. Shouldn't be too long, only 25-minute advertised queue for this one. So let's head on Nemesis. So here we go, this is another Retro Squad ride. It's Funk and Fly. I believe that this is actually a different Power Trooper to last year, because apparently the showman weren't happy with Alton Towers constantly using it and it wore down the motors. So I believe that this is a new one. However, it has got the Retro Squad vinyls on, as you can see just there, and also in the middle of the motor. But yeah, this one actually looks alright. It sort of does go with the sort of Forbidden Valley area, I guess you could say. But yeah, it actually looks alright. I quite like the purple lighting on there. It's got a nice package, and it actually has quite a long queue. I reckon probably 20 to 30 minutes on that. So it's showing that it does spread people out a little more, because imagine if these people weren't on here, they would be in the roller coaster queues. So it's doing its job pretty well. And yeah, hopefully in the future we'll see some permanent flat rides here at Alton Towers. But for now it looks alright. But loading is a bit slow. because they've been there for quite a long time now. But yeah, it's nice to see Funkenfly here, back at Alton Towers for its second season. So I've just been on Nemesis, of course, a B&M inverting roller coaster in the Forbidden Valley area of the park. I decided not to ride Galactica because it was a bit of a long queue, and I was like, I might as well come down here to Dark Forest. But in terms of the Nemesis ride, it was brilliant. I just love Nemesis so much. I think it's the intensity of the ride. I mean, going through that inversion just over the station is amazing, and the theming as well, going into the pit, it's also not just about the ride experience, it's also about the scenery, you know, going into the pit, because of course Alton Towers can't build over the tree line, so they had to dig down. You're in sort of like a pit, and you're just missing past the rocks, the near misses. It's an overall brilliant ride, and I can't wait to see what the retrack has in store in a few years' time when they do retrack Nemesis. But anyway, I'm here at the Dark Forest area. I always get mixed up with Forbidden Valley and Dark Forest. I'm here at the Dark Forest. Not the best rides in Dark Forest, let's be honest. We've got Rita, not really bothered. Launch is good, the rest of the ride layout's a bit meh. We've got Roller Disco, which I'll talk a little bit more a bit later on when we get into the Dark Forest. And you've also got 13, which is an alright theme ride. It's not intense at all. It's a family ride with a darker theme. But yeah, we're heading Dark Forest. Nemesis, brilliant. Only about 25 minutes as well. So Nemesis is always one of those rides, do a bit later when the queue dies down, because I know a lot of enthusiasts at the start of the day rush to Nemesis. So I was like, okay, we'll just wait for it to calm down. I head to Oblivion and just wander around, and then I head to Nemesis, and it was a brilliant ride. So intense, that one. It'll always remain my favourite ride here unless Alton Towers get a new ride. But next up, it's time to head into Dark Forest and have a look at Rita and 13. So another one of the Retro Squad rides here at Alton Towers for the 2022 season is Roller Disco. This is the exact same waltzer as what we saw last season, and yeah, it looks like it's running alright. There's no people spinning it just like last season. It looks a little bit faster, but to be honest, I wouldn't really bother with it. The queue's not that big, but I'm not going to bother with it today. But it's an alright ride. It spreads people out a bit. But yeah, it's alright. I do quite like the vinyls, how they've tried to theme it up, but I don't really like these screws that are on shaft. I think it looks a little bit cheap in my opinion, that vinyl up there. But yeah, it looks alright. It's a Retro Squad ride. I'd like to see something new, or they run it on a full ride, like a full ride experience, have people spinning the cars and stuff. But to be honest, I don't think they will. But hey ho, it's Roller Disco. It's back for another season. So next up, it's time for 13. Now this is a good little family ride. It's a family ride, but it's a darker theme. I mean, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't gone on, but it is quite a good ride. I do enjoy it, and I enjoy it even more when it's only on about a 30-minute queue, which is not bad at all for 13, because usually 13 and Rita do get pretty big queues. Today I'm going to skip Rita because I'm not too bothered about doing it, but I will go and ride 13. So let's head on.
It's nice to see that the Rita's facade and sign has actually been repainted and reworked. It's nice to see that they're keeping up with their older attractions. Not that Rita's the best ride, but it's nice to see that they're keeping it up to date. And yeah, the entrance looks much better than it did previously.
So straight after 13, I headed straight to X Sector. They actually extended the opening hours today, so instead of 5 o'clock, the park shut at 6 o'clock. So it was about 5 o'clock when I came off 13, headed straight to X Sector to get on Oblivion and Smiler. 13, as always, a brilliant family ride. Oh, got a bit of duck squealing there, but yeah, 13, brilliant family ride with a darker theme, and it's always nice. The best ride you can get on there is when you don't know what's going to happen. So I won't give any spoilers away in this video, so that if you are watching, you've never been on it, you can enjoy the ride when you first go on it. But in terms of X Sector, headed back on Oblivion, 25 minutes, not bad at all. Headed back on Smiler, about 60 minutes, so longer than I previously queued. Not too bad at all. Front row on Smiler. My other ride on Smiler earlier in the day, it was on second row, and it was quite smooth actually today, not too bad. But I know that towards the back it's probably going to be rougher, because on the second part of the Smiler ride, after the vertical lift hill, it can get very rough. But overall, it's just so good to be getting back on Smiler after a lot of downtime towards the end of the 2021 season. Anyway, I'm just on Tower Street, and I'm going to end my vlog just up there by the Alton Towers entrance. I'm just back in the car. It's so cold outside. It was really hot this morning, and then it's gone really cold. It's really weird, and it's also very dark outside. But it's been a brilliant day at Alton Towers. I got myself some new merch. Not loads of new merch in the shop. There's a few new Wicker Man tops and a few new Nemesis tops, but overall there's not really that much new stuff. Overall my day's been brilliant. I've got on Smiler, Nemesis, Galactica, Oblivion, 13, all of them. I just didn't get on Galactica, Rita, and Spinball Whizzer. However, I wasn't too bothered about doing them. I did them a few weeks ago at the John Lewis event, which was a private hire of Alton Towers. But yeah, it's been an overall brilliant day. They actually extended the opening hours till 6 o'clock, so we had an hour of extra riding time essentially. And Smiler in the dark was like no other. That was probably my highlight of this trip today. But it has been quite busy. Wicker Man's probably been the busiest ride all day, with about 100-minute queue time on average throughout the whole day. But overall, it's been all right. Retro Squad are back for 2022. Of course, we've got Spin Jam to look forward to in the next few weeks. It's all there. They just need to put the Retro Squad vinyls on, and then it'll be ready to rock and roll, I guess. But there we go. Alton Towers back for another season. It's been great to get back. Just had the monorail back. That was a pretty long queue. But you know what, it's the monorail, it's the end of the day, you've got nowhere to be, so you might as well queue for it. And it's quite nice just seeing out of the window and just seeing all the views of Nemesis and Galactica. But one thing I wish they'd do is take that vinyl off so you can see properly outside. But yeah, overall, brilliant day here at Alton Towers. If you did enjoy the vlog, consider subscribing, as I make theme park content every day for you to enjoy. And with all that said and done, thank you for watching Theme Park Enthusiast, and I'll see you in the next video. Get yourselves down here to Alton Towers. Bye now.